In this tutorial, we're going to look at mirroring and registering layers. That is, how do we change a layer if it was imported in a mirrored fashion and cause it to sync up with the other layers. What I have on the screen now is a single layer board with the board outline file imported, the solder side copper imported, and the drill file imported. Now, in the previous tutorial, I told you to note to see whether the drill hits lined up with the solder side copper. You can see in this example they did not. This is because I purposely generated this in Eagle with a mirror checkbox checked in the CAM processor. When you select the CAM processor and you choose the RS-274X job, this will normally generate solder side coppers in a mirrored fashion. You have to physically uncheck that box, and I've made that setting on the Eagle that's installed in the classrooms. But if you're using the free Eagle software, or if you're using a different software, make sure that those mirror options are unchecked for solder side, because this situation will occur. Now, we don't need to work with the board outline for now, so we can choose to hide that, and I'll select F5. Then I'm going to view the drill file. I don't want to change that, but leave the solder side copper in edit mode. Now, when I edit, I will select all data, and I will edit mirror. Then I will go to this button, which is extents, and that will zoom in onto everything I have in view or edit mode. You can see a simple mirroring did not do the trick, because these drill holes need to line up with these pads. So we're 180 degrees backwards, because the axis of mirroring in Eagle is different than the axis of mirroring in IsoPro. IsoPro always mirrors along the center line here, while in Eagle they mirrored along the cross line. So I can change this by going under Edit, select all data, make sure everything's selected, and then Edit, Rotate. I want to rotate this 180 degrees in either direction is fine. And then again, zoom in on your extents. Now, what I want to do is, you can just click anywhere to deselect this. Then I want to go under Tools and Register Layers. This will give me a funny arrow pointing crosshair. Now I want to take a pad, any pad on this representation of the solder side copper that you can match up with a hole here on the drill file. For instance, this one, I left click and hold down on that pad, and then I drag my cursor over to the hole that lines up with. And so this is that drill hole. Then when I let go of the left click, that whole layer snaps into place. And now you can see, if you zoom in on the file extents, that the solder side copper is now completely aligned with the drill hole to make it shown from the component perspective. This mirroring and registering works for single-sided and double-sided boards. The only time you'll really have to do this is on the solder side, because we don't want to have it try to cut that and it cuts it not in line with the drill holes. So then you would save your file and continue working as usual after you've done that process. As you can see, everything is lined up with the board outline still. In the next tutorial, we were going to look at the aperture list. That is a listing of each layer's pads and traces and perspectives that we can look at and alter if need be.